Get. Top of the morning, afternoon, night, depending on where you at. It's the Pope, your host that do the most. Welcome to the Just Being Frank show. Listen, man, we got to dive into this Aaliyah Boston because you're starting to really tick me off. Okay? You got me fired up and not in the right type of way. I keep seeing everybody on the Indiana Fever that's coming to get introduced, all the new players, even from the old players like Kelsey Pistol Mitchell. When she came back, she got in the gym. She was in the gym and she's been in the gym here and there from what we can see Indiana Fever posting. We've seen a few different clips of her being in the gym. I'm sure she's been in the gym more times where they haven't recorded it, right? You've seen Sophie Cunningham. She got into town. What did she do? She ended up going right to the gym. You've seen DeWanna Mama Bomber. What did she do? She went right to the gym. Natasha Howie Howard. She went right to the gym. Everybody's going to work. Lexi Hall finished Unrivaled, and now she's back in the gym in Indy. Where are you at, ALIyah? Oh, you on Twitter. Oh, you on Twitter defending. Oh, you defending people now because you went a whole season not saying anything when the narrative was being pushed that Indiana Fever fans was racist, Caitlin Clark fans is racist, so on and so forth. All the BS that was happening to Caitlin Clark and people was tweeting out about Caitlin Clark. I never heard you chime in not one time. Now, all of a sudden, we're hearing from AB, but we're not seeing AB the way we want to see AB and hear from her over with her teammates, especially Caitlin Clark and Coach Keith Porter with the Indiana Fever. So now let's read this nonsense and this mess she want to throw herself in that ain't got nothing to do with her. This is no business of hers whatsoever. But she want to chime in. Let's see what she got to say. First, let's put this in proper context. This post or tweet is from a lady named Cece, I believe. Her name is, but it ain't Caitlin Clark. But her name is Cece, and she's a USC fan. Okay? She's the USC fan. Oh, I didn't have to do that. Okay, I see what I did. Okay, let me go back. Let me do what I did. Hold on. Okay, let's go here. So, yeah, she's the USC fan, right? And for years, it says, an analyst, a basketball sports analyst, and all of that. Well, she tweeted after the Juju Watkins incident, here at this tweet here, she tweeted, well, my internet been going slow, and I got high speed as you can get. Verizon high speed. Come on with it. What's with all the circling? Load up. What's the hold up? Swell up. But that's just weird to me as this is loading that AB want to get in other people's business, and yet I still have not seen her in this off season, except for, okay, she did have one time before Unrivaled started where she was in the gym with Keith Porter for a quick hot take. And, of course, they had to go to Unrivaled, so understand that. But now Unrivaled is over. AB strikes me as the type of player that say, I got enough of basketball in this offseason. I'm going to probably chill and do whatever she doing, not playing basketball, and from wherever she from. Instead of being in Indiana, getting to know her new teammates. The whole team is down there. You got a whole new team. And I'm sure Dantes Demarius, when she done with basketball in Brazil, she'll be back in Indiana because I'm sure she understands what it's going to take. Even though she had a long, full season playing Euro basketball, I'm sure she going to – come on, this is tripping right now. Ain't that about that? Okay. Let's go back. But I'm sure Dantas Demarius will be back in action. But anyway, I can read it from right here. She says, I had a dislocated kneecap and torn meniscus from an injury similar to this. There are defensive plays players make to stop the ball, and there are dirty plays that can cause injury. Not intentional, it's just a dirty play. If you watch the video, she steps right in front. She steps right in front of her with her foot, makes contact, causing an off balance, resulting in knee buckle. Not intentional, I'm sure, but just a dirty play. Maybe you don't understand what I mean by dirty. Now, again, mind you, this is just a lady who's a fan of USC on Twitter. She's not a WNBA analyst. She's not on ESPN, none of that type of stuff. She's not an ex-WNBA player. She's not none of that stuff, right? She's just a fan of USC, and that didn't even seem like she was really attacking the Mississippi State player. She's just she made a dumb, that was dumb. If you're a dirty player, that's a dirty play. That means you intentionally did something dirty. You don't accidentally do something dirty. If it's accidental, it's accidental. If it's dirty, that means you intentionally tried to hurt that player. Silly Manili. Now, so she don't even really know what she's talking about. So she even wrong in her assessment of her assessment. And she doesn't understand that. No, Juju was trying to slow down basically or jump off that right leg to Euro step to the left leg. And that's how the girl ended up running into each other because she was getting ready to Euro that way. So AB says here, I'm usually quiet on Twitter, but please don't start this narrative. That's the first sentence. Listen, I'm gonna slow this down for y'all. I'm usually quiet on Twitter, but please don't start this narrative. So, all the narratives that they started about the Indiana Fever fans, Caitlin Clark fans in particular, specifically, and all of the things, the narratives that they was pushing about Caitlin Clark all season long and about Angel Reese and all of this stuff, all these narratives that's been pushed really in against your own teammate, Caitlin Clark, who made you look somewhat good because she dropped your points. Damn near all your points came from her assists. If she wasn't assisting you the ball, you wasn't balling. So here goes a teammate of yours, and y'all both number one picks. So y'all got that in common. Y'all both basically the cornerstone of the franchise, and that's your point guard. You as the center should be definitely having her back 100,000%. So now I can understand if you're just not the type of person to engage in social media whatsoever. It's just not your flavor. You don't do that at all. If that's the case, that's the case. But it must not be the case, because even though you say I'm usually quiet, okay, on Twitter, okay, so you tweet from time to time then. But please don't start this narrative. So you coming out the house and starting to tweet because somebody's starting a narrative? You feel somebody's starting a narrative? A lady named CC that nobody, and it's not the CC22. Her name is CECE. CC. And you mean to tell me you want to chime in and protect this unknown player from Mississippi State? No disrespect. But you, AB, might not even know who that player name is that this CC is talking about. Don't even know it. But you want to come out to the Twitter world and say, hey, I'm usually quiet on Twitter, but please don't start this narrative. Now, what she goes on to say is, what happened to Juju is awful and injuries suck, but you don't know how the opposing player is feeling right now, and a comment like this only makes her feel worse than she possibly does. So please stop. Imagine that. So you don't know how that player is feeling. So, oh, wait, okay. So you got to see how Caitlin Clark was actually feeling about all the narratives and all the BS that they was throwing her way. I'm sure you probably had a discussion or two about these things. You ain't never came out the house to say, hey, knock it off. Not even a simple, hey, knock it off. Caitlin is great. We love her. Knock it off. Our fans is great. We love her. But you can come out and say all of this, and yet you still ain't had yourself in the gym. You still ain't had yourself back at the gym since Unrivaled then ended. That ended about 2-3 weeks ago. I'm still waiting to see you at the gym, ma'am. Okay? I'm still waiting to see you at the gym. So I don't want to hear you on Twitter or read that you on Twitter tweeting to people having a problem with somebody, and they not even a part of the Indiana Fever. They're not even part of South Carolina, that the school you used to go to. I mean, can you get in the gym? I'm already can tell you're going to be out of shape. You think it's days off with this. You think because you played in Unrivaled for a few months that, oh, that's all the work you, because that's what it seemed like to me. In Unrivaled, you was stinking up the court. You was stinking up the court at 3-on-3, and you like the biggest player on the floor for most of the time. You want, if not one, you damn sure one of them. It wasn't too many players out there bigger than anyway, B. So that should be easy peasy work, because if you pick and roll and the guard happen to get switched on you, that should be all day. You should be all day eating, but you wasn't. You was coming off the bench. So that told me a lot. And I'm not just looking into because it's 3-on-3. That tell me for y'all, some of y'all say 3-on-3 is different. Yeah, no, it should be much easier, especially for a dominant post player. You put any dominant post player that you can think of in a 3-on-3 situation, they're going to kill people. It's going to be hard to guard, because a lot of mismatches happen easily. If you ain't got 3 big players on the floor at once, and a switch on the guard happens on the big, they should be able to execute that very efficiently. So, AB, where you at? Get off Twitter. I don't care if you shouldn't have came on. If you used to be quiet, you usually quiet, should stay quiet. Because I want to hear you talking, playing basketball for the Indiana Fever. I want to hear you talking Fever. I want to hear you talking what you need to bring to the table. Because right now you're looking like the weakest link. Right now you're looking like the weakest link, even from the Sydney Colsons, from the Sophie Cunninghams. They look like they're more focused, locked in, ready to roll, more excited. And you a young player. Your contract coming up too. I don't know what's going on with you, but it seems a little weird to me. It definitely seems a little weird to me. I'm not going to hold you. And so, Indiana Fever, y'all better be paying attention to this, because you might need to go ahead and trade her, because you're not going to want to have to re-sign a player for, especially after the new bargain or whatever, they ask for a little bit of more money. Y'all give them 200. Let's say y'all give them extra 200,000 more. Instead of 250,000, you can get 450,000, 500,000 for a max player. And so I'd be damned if the AB, I'd be flirting with her, negotiating with her about any kind of a max contract. So you might lose her in free agency anyway. Trade her now. Now she want to get into Twitter. All of a sudden, you got a voice. We ain't heard you say nothing all last year. You just was letting everything go down. and you didn't have nothing to say, but now you got something to say. Check your ass in the gym. Now let me know what y'all think in the comment. I'm ticked off. Tell them I'm ticked off about it. I seen that. I'm like, girl, you better stay at a Waffle House and you better get in the gym and where Caitlin and them at. Not just any old gym, where Caitlin and them at. Yeah, go get with your teammates. Ain't no off days. It's the Poe, man. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Peace and love.